Well, hello! Or if you are a fresher, welcome to the Kenting Club. As you may have guessed from my foolish accent and natty attire, this week's wine is from Blighty, jolly old England. Made entirely from Dornfelder grapes grown on the banks of the Thames, this is Oxford Rose. There's no accent, so it's rose, not rosé. Though it is one, obviously. And how obviously? Just look at this lovely colour. It's quite a deep, vibrant coral pink. Now, there are two reasons for that. One is Dornfelder's uncanny ability to generate deep colour in cold climates, but the other is plenty of skin contact. Those pale Provence-style pinks have seen just an hour or two on the skins, but this is what the French would call un vin d'une nuit, wine of one night. The grapes have been crushed and then the skin's allowed to steep in the juice overnight, picking up plenty of colour and flavour and aroma as they do. And there are those aromas. It smells delightfully summery, appropriately enough, of rose, but also of chamomile, those big daisies. There's some very English grass cuttings in here too, along with a lot of small red summer berries. A few strawberries, but mostly smaller, sharper ones like red currants and cranberries. Just to round things off, there's this briny sea air quality to it, and that, along with the grass cuttings, implies that this wine is going to be dry. And it is, with delightfully fresh acidity that really builds through the palate. But the sweet fruited flavours of red cherry and pink grapefruit build with it, gaining in intensity. In fact, for a rosé, this is positively full-bodied. Terrific intensity of fruit on this. That's particularly apparent on the finish, where the acidity really comes through, mouth-watering, quite textural and a bit saline. There's a salty quality to it. And those red fruits are then joined by a leafiness and by a distinct grapefruit pith quality, particularly at the end of the finish. It's really long, it's still lasting, I can still taste it. This is not some delicate, pretty pink. This is decidedly full and structured and would really suit food. I love the way it combines ripeness and minerality. Most rosés need to be drunk within a year or two of vintage, but this is 3 years old and I think it's just hitting stride. The fine acidity is probably responsible for that longevity, which has allowed complexity to build in the wine, particularly on that multifaceted nose. Although this has some quite un-British ripeness on the palate, there is something distinctly English about it. That grapefruit pith finish is pretty much the hallmark of English still whites. And it would seem rosés too. Chin chin!